Hi, you're joining me, Ashley King, a podcast enthusiast who loves to chat. I run a studio called Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio in the Oosburn, Newcastle upon Tyne. We specialise in audio and video podcasts, and we're passionate about helping people to bring their stories to life. You're listening to our pop-up podcast recorded at the North East Business Expo, hosted by Fresh Events in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce North East. It was a super busy day and we got to chat to lots of small businesses and individuals about the work they do and why it matters. By the way, these guests have had no media training or preparation. It was a very spontaneous thing to do on the day, recorded in a very noisy space. We hope that these recordings show that with a little support and the magic of editing, any story can come to life. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Hello, Jamie.
Hiya, how are you doing?
I'm good. So nice to see you.
And you? Been too long?
It has been too long.
Yeah.
So I know you, and I'm obviously greeting you in a really friendly way, but for people who've never met you before or heard you before, who are you and what do you do?
So I'm Jamie. I'm a director at AM Recruitment and Training. We're based in Teesside, work across the North East. The business is, one part of the business, the recruitment side's been running for 10 years this year, going really, really well. Multiple industries, work with some huge clients, really happy with it. The training arm is where my passion lies. We help unemployed people get into work. We're into our third year, but really our first year of trading, if that makes sense. Helping people with barriers to work. A lot of work with people with neurodivergent conditions, people who've been in prison, addictions, etc., etc.
Are you seeing any cross correlations between certain issues as you're developing your training?
Oh yeah. I mean, whatever's going on in the world affects our business. So obviously you've got the cost of living crisis, you've got issues with things like benefits and people understanding really what's going on in the world. And there's some areas of this country where it makes it easier to not work, if I'm completely honest. We try and help give people the confidence to believe they are in a position to work. We personally, the reason I started the business, I believe that around probably 90% plus of people who are unemployed, certainly in our region, want to work. They just don't know where to start, and that they come to us to start building them blocks.
What I'm really excited about with what you're doing is you're building a real difference. What I mean is you're making an impact, and rather than scapegoating people or stereotyping people and saying people don't want to work, you're actually creating ways that they can. So for anyone listening, how do they get engaged with you? Maybe if it's an employer who wants to hire people, or if it's someone who's listening and thinking, I'm following this content, I really want to get a job, but I just don't know how to. How do they access your training?
There's multiple ways you can get in touch. Most unemployed people or economically inactive people will have a job coach through the job centre or one of the agencies that support them. You can get in touch by referral through one of our training courses. So at the moment, for example, in Teesside, we're recruiting for Middlesbrough Football Club with jobs on the concourses, with jobs in hospitality. To come on one of our courses, we will give you the qualification that's required, customer service based, some health and safety training included, but what we want to do is work on your confidence to get you to a position to be able to go for that interview, working in small steps. For someone who's been out of work for 3 or 4 years, thinking that they can even go to an interview is a massive thing. Luckily, we're really good at it. We took on Kat, her our work was excellent. She's an ex-SEN head teacher and at schools in Teesside. She works with everybody as if they're neurodiverse, I think, in some ways, and that sort of helps nurture people to that point. If someone's interested in coming on the courses based on how we believe it works, get in touch with us on all over social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, or contact your job centre and they can refer you to us.
And I'm right in believing that this is your business, right?
This part of it is my business, and I've got 2 co-directors, Ian and Andrea.
So why is this business important to you? For anyone listening, why is it important that you make an impact in this area?
Do you know what? When I started it was all about helping people get into work. That was the passion. The word that always comes up is opportunity. I was given an opportunity, multiple opportunities after having a lot of years probably being a bit lost, certainly in young adulthood. When we met the first time, we were talking about ADHD, and my son's is going through ADHD diagnosis now, and he's 98% ADHD according to his stuff. So a lot of the focus went to the neurodivergent side. Through a conversation with actually yourself, Ashley, I went through my own process, and I'm also ADHD. believe it or not.
Hello, welcome to the club.
So it's I'm still in the journey, but I've done the initial assessment and we're going down the route privately, and that's now become a major passion as well, because 40% of unemployed people are thought to be neurodivergent. There's a reason they're unemployed. Schools are not catering towards the learning that this person needs or these people need, so our adult training tailors to that requirement. We train in a different way. We've also created new programs that help neurodivergent, that should bring trainers into the industry that will help neurodivergent people find employment. There's obviously a massive gap there. That has now become the biggest part of the passion. That, addiction, helping people who've had addictions and people who are leaving prison or being in the army and can't find work are the major areas.
When you bring in the neurodiversity element into it, it's fascinating that lots of people who are in prison are neurodiverse and are having struggles with impulse control, with addiction, and often it's a way to try and control their behavior or to try and, with whatever life circumstances they are, to cope. And I think the work you're doing is really important. I think it's only just starting, and I'm excited to watch it grow as your journey grows and as your self-discovery grows. But it's really exciting to hear what you're doing. I think we've talked a lot actually today about men's mental health and isolation and loneliness. And I think what you're doing is making huge impact. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
For being at our stand.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this content today and you feel inspired to start a podcast, reach out to us at hello@flamingoheights.co.uk. We can't wait to help you get your idea started.